Yeah, I think we can get started then. And yeah, I think more will be joining as we go along. So thanks everyone for joining today's session. So this is an event we're organizing specifically for those who participated in the CFA Research Challenge, as well as I believe there's also those from the universities as well who are curious to hear about the opportunities with doing the CFA program and the career opportunities, etc. So happy to see everyone here today. So these are our sponsors. And yeah, we're happy to have some of our partners as well here today. So today's event is a joint event that is being done by the Candidate Council of the CFA Society Sri Lanka, as well as our candidate resource partner, Alpha Business School, who will be speaking later about some of the solutions and services that they offer to candidates. And we're also happy to hear another of our supporting organizations, that is EduLoan, who will also be speaking about some of the facilities that they provide. So before we get started, so this is so please, during the session, just not to disturb the speaker and everyone, please keep your microphone on mute and switch off your webcam. And yeah, try to be in a place where your internet connection is stable. So hopefully, I think today the weather seems to be fine. So hope no one has any difficulty in joining. And assuming no technical difficulties, this session is also being recorded, and later it will be available on the CFA Society Sri Lanka YouTube channel. And at the end, we will have a time for some Q&A. So feel free, during the various presentations, please feel free to send in your questions via chat. And during the Q&A session, feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions. So before we get started, I also want to check with the participants who are here, how many of you have participated in the research challenge? Maybe could you show a raise of hands? Those who participated at the research challenge recently? Oh, is there no one from the teams here? Others others from the universities? Could you maybe in the chat, say from where you're from? Is it from a university? Maybe say what university you're from. Maybe you can just drop it in the chat. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Rishta. Okay, from University of Maratua. Okay, Colombo. Yeah, thanks, Jamie. And Jaffna. Oh, so we got so we got a good mix of everyone. So thanks everyone for joining today. And yeah, I think more will be joining as we go along. So without taking too much time, I think we can start with the main session. So this is the agenda for today. So first up, we have Sulakshana, who will be talking about his the SLRC experience and the relevance to the CFA program. Then we'll be sharing a bit about the career, some insights in terms of how the CFA program can help you with your career progression, as well as highlighting some of the support that is available to the candidates that we provide. So I would hand it over to Sulakshana to speak about his experience.
Thanks, Ravish. Hope I'm audible. So I will be speaking mainly on how the SLRC experience helped me in the CFA program as well as in my profession. Travis, if you can move the slide. Yeah, okay. So just to give you a very quick intro, I was actually part of the SLRC team, one of the SLRC teams that represented University of Sri Jayawardhanapura in 2017. I think we did not make it to the finals, but we were ranked sixth or something. And some of the stuff that I learned during my tenure in the SLRC actually even helped me to this day. So just wanted to give you a very quick insight on on what those are. So if you first look at the technical skills, as you know, the focal point of the SLRC is the valuation part of it. For us in 2017, our target company was actually Sunshine Holdings PLC. Sunshine Holdings they have three main verticals: pharma, FMCG, and plantation. So I actually did the financial model on plantations. To this day, I still remember revenue and cost drivers. What was used at that time, because that was me discovering the revenue and cost drivers for the first time. Even now, whenever there is a transaction related to plantations or related company, I actually try to get on board because of purely because of what I learned at the SLRC, and it still resonates with me. To see how this helped me in the CFA program. Uh, when I did the CFA program, actually in level 2, there was a significant portion of equity valuation as part of the curriculum in level 2. I think now there is even a bit in level 1 as well. So that was a direct application from what I learned in SLRC to what I learned on the curriculum straight to the exam. So that was something very value added that I got from the SLRC. And we looked at everything from an analyst mindset. Basically, what happens there is what I've heard over the years, even at uni, even maybe at school, what we learn will not probably use at the job, will not apply at the job. But let me tell you, whatever I learned, most of the stuff I learned at the CFA program, I actually I use that almost every day in the in my day-to-day activities in the job. Uh, in terms of soft skills, again, especially for the finalists. For the finalists who did a brilliant presentation at this time around at the finals. So again, presentations, Q&A sessions, that's also part and parcel, especially not just in a career in finance, actually in any career you go to, I think presentations are part of. And in terms of research and analysis skills, so again, there is something that could, I don't know whether it's a misconception as such, but again, this is something that I've heard throughout at uni and even school. The more you write, basically the more you fill a paper in an exam or even when you do a report, the better chances of you getting higher marks, something to that effect. That's something I also believe for a time, but I think it was the SLRC that actually taught me for the first time in my life, you have to write to the point. So basically we do research on a single company for maybe 3-4 months at a stretch, and we have a lot of data, and but we only have a set of pages, a set of stipulated pages where we have to include the important one. So we had to make that judgment call, what's important and what's not, and that is something directly looked at in especially in the CFA program, especially in level 3, where there's a writing component. So that was actually one of the most helpful tips that I learned from SLRC that actually got me through the level 3. And as well as, so now we do industry analysis, company analysis throughout the SLRC, uh, especially in level 2 and level 3, you get case studies in the exam papers. So that's again something that aided me in getting through the CFA program. In terms of teamwork, collaboration, I think anyways, you guys at university, even these days, you do many group projects, many collaborative projects. But what's different in SLRC is you do one project for a long tenure, maybe like months at a stretch. So then, actually, even in my case, I've learned about individual differences as such as subjects, but actually in practice, I got to see after working with a team for that long, for a long tenure only, I got to know what are the individual differences, and even in hindsight. So now my team did not get through to the finals, but in hindsight, I guess I learned what I could have maybe done differently, what the leader could have done differently, what the team as an overall unit could have done differently, as well as positive. So both sides. And in terms of networking, I think that is for the first time in my career, I interacted with an industry professional at a stretch purely because of the SLRC. So I think even for the participants who took part in this year's program also got an industry mentor assigned to them for the duration of the report period and for the finalists in the final stages. So again, those that's something I know that at universities they try to bring some practical aspect into the curriculum by bringing in a guest lecturer every now and then to give you that taste, but I don't think that's that much comparable with the experience and the exposure that you get from being part of the SLRC team. So yeah, these are the main probably the help and the aids I got, especially from the SLRC, that got me through the CFA program as well as helps me almost every day in my career as a finance professional. And I think Travis is also a fellow participant at a previous SLRC competition, and he actually was actually fortunate enough to win the local competition as well as represent Sri Lanka in the global stage. So Travis will now take you through on what his expertise was and experience was, and some career insights on program. Thank you. Over to you, Travis.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Salakshana. And yeah, I think one thing, just picking up from what you said, I think one thing that's really valuable about the competition compared to is you being able to spend like a good chunk of like almost close to 1 year on like a specific company doing that deep research. And I feel like that is a big advantage that you have compared to someone who directly sort of like joins as a research analyst at a company, where typically there the turnaround time for a report is going to be much shorter. So because of this, you actually have the time to like spend and go deep into that company and really like what you said, those learnings from it, you still remember the numbers and everything. It's still like ingrained in you. So yeah, that's a really like valuable experience. So I think like similar selection and my experience was also like that. So I did the competition back in 2011, 2012 period. Um, so yeah, so was fortunate enough to I was representing the team from Royal Institute and was able to we won the local round of the competition and yeah, had an opportunity to go to the regionals in Hong Kong. So yeah, it was like like Sulakshana said, it was like a really great learning experience and this was really what like solidified my interest in like doing the CFA program because actually at that point I had already done completed the level 1 of the program while I was in the final year of my degree. But at that point, I was not really that keen on the program. I mean, I had not done any other professional qualification, and I just only had my just only studying for my undergraduate. So yeah, so I just did this, and initially was not that um, too keen on it because I was leaning more towards like the um, economic side of things. But yeah, but doing the competition really like solidified my like interest in in like continuing with the CFA program. And I would say that is the main reason why I was able to like get through the level 2 program as well. Like what Sulakshana said, you with the level 2 of the CFA program, there's a heavy focus on like the technical side, particularly on like equity valuation, on asset class valuations. So really it was, because given the competition and the timings, I did not really have much time to like prepare for the level 2. And yeah, it was really, I think, because of this competition that was able to get through the more technical side of the program and managed to get through that. Um, so yeah, I would say like just to add one more thing in terms of what Lakshana said is that I think one thing that the competition really teaches you is like it develops that analyst mindset and that framework to go about like analyzing something, whether you're analyzing the economy, analyzing the industry, analyzing the company. There are all these frameworks that you learn through that. And really the CFA program, that's like the same approach that they follow. The CFA program just basically gives you like a collection of different frameworks to like analyze different things when it comes to asset allocation, taking into account like behavioral finance, taking into account like ethical and professional standards. So that is something I would say really valuable in terms of what you get from the SLRC challenge. And really that is and yeah, and as I said, the soft skills is also a very valuable aspect, which is kind of like which like carries you through when it comes to any profession in financial services, whether it be like presentation skills, networking skills, report writing skills. Those are very transferable skills that are going to be that are going to help you throughout. And that has really been the reason why I've continued to like engage with this program as well. Since doing the competition for the last, almost like 10 years have been either been a faculty or an industry mentor. So yeah, so like Sulakshana said, I mean, it's really that experience that you get from the competition really sort of like solidifies your interest in financial services um, and this is the reason why I have continued to be like engaged in the competition at least to some extent through this mentorship and things like that. So yeah, so that's my experience with the competition. So leading on from that, like how the competition and the CFA program has sort of contributed towards my growth. I just want to share a few things in terms of the career with regard to careers. So now, if you've done the SLRC competition, you got a taste of when it comes to the research side of financial services. So if you aspire to work as a buy side or a sell side analyst, clearly the competition gives you a good grounding. But one thing that by doing the CFA program, what it highlights to you is that when it comes to financial services, there's a wide range of areas you can get into. And one thing about the CFA program is that I think unlike compared to most other academic qualifications or other professional services, the program that CFA provides is very up to date. So whatever the new, so almost every year the syllabus is updated, and there's always new things that are brought in, which are very relevant. So new and up and coming topics like machine learning, AI, they have already been like incorporated into the syllabus, and so it's always so you're pretty much guaranteed that whatever you're learning through the CFA program is very up to date and very focused on careers for different job roles. So that's one assurance that you have within. The other thing is that there's a lot of transferable skills that are like really needed right now, because now when it comes to the CFA program, they'll give you the technical grounding and all of that. But at the same time, what is increasingly becoming important is these transferable skills, such as this, when it comes to your communication skills, your attention to detail, team working, and all that, which you do get a lot of experience with through the SLRC, the CFA Research Challenge. Um, so you've already developed part of that through the competition. So what the CFA program can really offer you is that grounding on the technical side of things. So it'll give you that deep understanding of those the various subject matters, which would help you with your career progress. And something I want to highlight on that line is when it comes to the type of skills that are right now growing in importance. So this is some research that the CFA Institute themselves have done. And what they found is that increasingly what is becoming more important, and particularly as you advance in your career, is what is really being required is the more soft skill side of things is what's becoming more important, actually more than your technical skills. So you can see here the soft skills, your leadership skills, and what they call T-shaped skills is what's increasingly becoming important. So what they mean by T-shaped skills is that you have one sort of key focus area, whether maybe it might be in terms of research or might be in terms of asset allocation, portfolio management. You have one core area that you're that you have focused on, you have expertise in, and then you have a broad range of subject matter expertise, which allows you to like work across different fields, cross teams, which is increasingly becoming important. So one important thing that the CFA program provides you in that aspect is it provides a very vast range, broad range of knowledge across covering the entire spectrum of the financial services. So that is something I would say like a key value proposition of the what you learn through the program, which is really going to help you with that with your career progress. So yeah, so these are just summarizing some of those key skills that you learn from it. So as I said, you get the technical knowledge, as well as now increasingly there's also practical skills. So from this year onwards into the CFA program, they have integrated some practical skills modules, which currently it's been rolled out for the first two levels, and from next year it will be available for the third level as well. And which is giving you, it's combining the technical skills with some very relevant and useful practical skills as well. So you get that opportunity through the program. And as I said, you also develop some of these transferable soft skills. So how that is developed is through the exam format that you're tested on, because the way the exam is tested is that it's computer-based, invigilated exam, where it is very what you're really being tested on is your ability to like quickly digest information and be able to distill and understand it, and be able to respond in a very timely manner, because that's really a core skill that you need in any financial services role. Being able to quickly grasp the information and to respond correctly is something that they're testing on, really testing your time management skills, your ability to like respond under pressure, all very valuable skills when it comes to any part of the financial services. And of course, you also have, the CFA brand is very highly recognized, and, anywhere you go in the world, it's something that, it's kind of like a common language that you speak, and, it provides this access to a global network. So once you've completed even the CFA program, you have access to a whole range of learning resources that the institute provides. So always the CFA Institute has like a research unit, and they put out very up-to-date information, various webinars, a lot of, a whole lot of information is what they put out, which really like helps you to keep up to date and to and be able to like make those connections with charter holders from around the world. So it's a very it really is a program that complements your existing learning and will help you with your career progress. And yeah, I just want to also highlight the practical skills model, particularly those who have done the research challenge, particularly this first one, the financial modeling part. That's something that you would have already got exposed to through the CFA research challenge. So this is now something that is being introduced through the program. And if you're sort of someone who's more quantitatively oriented, there's also the Python programming that is now there. So these are all becoming integrated into the program. So this is an opportunity to like develop those other skills as well. So just wanted to like highlight on that. So yeah, and please feel free if you have any questions for any of us, please do send it in the chat, and then at the end we will have some time for Q&A as well. Okay. So I think next I want to just briefly speak about some of the support that we offer to candidates. So if you decide to take up the CFA program and become a candidate, what are the sort of resources that are available to support you on this journey? So the CFA program, it is structured as so. I assume most of you would know the basics of the CFA program. If not, during the Q&A, we can, if you need more information, I can talk a bit more about that. But basically, it's structured as three levels that you have to get through, and following which you also need in order to receive the charter, you need a certain hours of experience to be eligible to like apply for it. So the way the program is structured is it's a self-study program. They provide all the material and things like that. But of course, we understand that as candidates, you might want some extra support. And that's where we have a specific initiative by the CFA Society Sri Lanka called the Candidate Council, as well as along with our partners, support partners, we provide various benefits and support services to help you with your CFA journey. So I just want to highlight a few of the benefits that we're providing through this. So the Candidate Council, so we started this in 2016, and really this was a key objective of this is to bring together the candidates as a community, because, given the nature of the program, most of the candidates who do the CFA program, typically you're working full time, or maybe you're in the final year of like the undergraduate, in your undergraduate program, and maybe you don't know too many people who are doing the CFA program. So the Candidate Council is one way to like bring you all together. So in that we like organize different events and opportunities to like network, and really trying to create like a platform to build this community amongst the candidates. So that's one of our core objectives with the Candidate Council. So in that regard, we provide a host of like benefits exclusively to our Candidate Council members. So one key thing is, when it comes to because we understand that one challenge that many candidates have been facing in recent years has been the high cost, given the currency depreciation and other challenges, financial challenges. So on that line, we have some support services that are provided. So one is with our banking partner HNB. There is the exclusive credit card that you can get for Candidate Council members, where you can convert your the CFA exam fees into a 0% 12-month installment plan, which is, I think, very valuable, and I think would be quite a relief. And the other is Edu Loan, and I think we have Ranga from there who'll be speaking later about the benefits that they're offering on that, which is another really great way to like help you with like on the financing side, for to help you with like doing and like continuing with the program. So that's one aspect of the benefits that we offer. The other, to help you on the financial side, the other aspect is to help on the in terms of like helping you with uh, getting through the CFA program, as well as these opportunities for like soft skills and development. So one is we have social and networking events. Annually, we usually have like a gathering, various opportunities to like network with like candidates and other and with charter holders. So that's an opportunity to like meet and like mingle, and learn from each other, as well as various professional learning opportunities. So the CFA Society Sri Lanka organizes various events and learning programs that you can access. For example, like an equity valuation program training. Then there's a Python and machine learning training program. There's also various continuous education events that the society does. So you can access all of that. Another important one is, a chance to like volunteer. So for instance, recently we had the CFA Society organized the Charter Awards. And there are various like key events that the society organizes. So you might have some opportunities to like volunteer for those and be a part of those key events. Another important thing is we provide discounts from various prep providers, including like Alpha Business School, who's our candidate resource partner. And Shayan will be speaking about that later, about some of the programs that they offer. And also the Candidate Council themselves have also some resources that you can access through, we have a CFA Masterclass video library, which provides which has, based on some feedback we have got from candidates, we've identified some of the areas that candidates have found challenging, and have some resources on that you can access as a Candidate Council member. So yeah, so those are some of the benefits that I wanted to highlight. And so if anyone is interested in joining this, we have the CFA. You can visit our website. If you just search for CFA Society Sri Lanka, there's a page there called Candidate Council, where you can find all the details about all the benefits that we offer, and how you can sign up as a CFA Candidate Council member. So yeah, so if there's any questions, please do send it in via the chat and we can take them up during the Q&A. So yeah, I would like to now pass it over to Shehan from Alpha Business School, who can talk about their services that they provide. Yeah, over to you, Shehan.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks a lot. Hi, everyone. I'm Shehan, CEO and Senior Lecturer at Alpha Business School. We're the first and only prep provider for the CFA program in Sri Lanka to receive the Candidate Resource Partner status presented by the CFA Society Sri Lanka. And we've been delivering the program for quite some time now without any interruptions whatsoever. Right. Just to give you a little brief on certain areas which were not touched, maybe as Travis mentioned, there are 10 topic areas for each level. So there's level 1, level 2, and level 3. So as you can see, the stress on ethics can be very important in all 3 levels. So that is something like a must that you really focus on. But whereas things like quantitative methods, things like financial statement analysis, corporate finance, okay, the importance of those gradually reduce as you go up the ladder in terms of the levels. Things like economics remain constant, but you may see economics, derivatives, alternative investments, those remain constant, whereas the stress on equity, fixed income, and mainly portfolio management, as you can see, drastically increases as you go along. And in the 3rd level, 35 to 40% of the syllabus is portfolio management. Right, next slide, please. Yeah, so in terms of the paper structure, okay, although there are 10 topics, now we've done so many qualifications, most of you guys are doing a degree, and you study for a particular subject, you have an exam for that particular subject, you pass or fail that particular subject. So this is one of those rare qualifications where although you have several subjects, you are sitting for an exam covering all those subjects. So when you take level 1, you have 2 papers covering the entire subject, 10 subject areas actually. So, and there are multiple choice questions as you can see on the slide. Okay, so 90 multiple choice questions in the morning session, then you have a break, and then there's another 90 after lunch. Okay, so 2.25 hours per examination. So altogether 180 questions to be done in 4.5 hours. So you have about 1.5 minutes per question, So it's a time constraint exam as well. So you should be pretty thorough when you walk into that exam. But the good thing about the CFA exam is they're not going to ask you anything outside the syllabus, okay? But the point that I need to mention is the syllabus can be, as you can see, 10 subjects. It can be a little vast. It can be a little huge, So you need thorough preparation, okay? This is not something that you can prepare more towards the end, okay? I believe Travis touched on that, okay? The CFA Society itself, or the CFA Institute directly mentions, okay? You need about 300 hours of study, okay? So as you go along to the 2nd and 3rd level, as you can see, the paper time frames are the same, but the number of questions and how they test it sort of varies, So the multiple choice questions, which were standalone questions, become item set questions when it comes to level 2, okay? So you're talking about like a paragraph and a set of questions asked from that paragraph. So the total number of questions per paper adding on like this in terms of the individual questions will add up to 45 MCQs back again. And just to let you know, just in case someone's wondering, for level 1, it's 3 answers. Not generally, most of these multiple choice question examinations have 4 answers, but for the CFA level 1 examination, it's only 3 answers. So then you move on to level 3. Level 3, as Sulakshan also mentioned at the start of the presentation itself, okay, you have essay type questions as well. So that's the first time you're moving on to essay type questions when it comes to level 3. And then the second paper is basically, again, item set questions. Okay, so this is how the exam structure works. Just in case anyone's wondering, okay, I'm keen, let me start right now, okay? When can I finish this, okay? So I've given you a rough plan, So I think if you enter prior to the 15th of April, if you register as a student with CFA Institute at cfainstitute.org, for the November examination, as you will see, the November examination for level 1, and then you can move on to the level 2 exam in May 2025. And in February 26, you can conclude the entire thing. So we are in April right now, okay? So we're starting classes for the November exam sitting end of May. I'll give you specific dates, but what I'm trying to say is, so you're talking about June onwards, let's say. So June 24 to February 26, okay? So you're talking about 1 year and 9 months. Okay, so in about 1 year and 9 months, okay, all goes well, you are able to cover the entire 3 examinations. So this is something like the fastest pace in which like you can finish this. Okay, so that's how you can see it on this. Okay, so we are proud and happy to mention of Mr. Dihan Utugampola, CFA, who was one of the fastest in the world to finish CFA. Okay, a Sri Lankan who is currently abroad pursuing his master's. Okay, within 18 months, okay, he was able to complete the entire 3 levels. Okay, right. So this is where you stand. Obviously, if you want to drag it, you can drag it, as you can see through the diagram. Don't think this stops at 2026. Obviously, you can go beyond, but obviously, none of us, okay, myself nor any of the presenters today will advise you to drag this course as much as you can. You know, our advice is to try to finish this as fast as you can and get yourself qualified and become a charter holder so that you can basically progress in your career, you know, in a much better manner, with promotions to recognition to increase pay, etc. Okay. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Right. So to go into specifics connected to your fees, okay. So if you're going into the November exam sitting, there's a registration fee of $350. Okay, that hasn't changed for the February 25 sitting as well. The registration fee for examinations, you have early entry and a standard entry, which is $940 and $1,250. Okay, so that increases unfortunately by 40 USD when you move on to the February sitting, 50 and a 40 basically, a 990 and 1,290. So comparatively, it's less than 5%, to be honest. Okay, and this is after some time the fee has been increased. Okay, CFA Society, CFA Institute has been very generous in maintaining that fee for a very long time. You know, so we generally advise anyone to start off early, go with the early registration. Like what I mentioned, it's 16th April. So if you are planning to sit for exams in November, you have exactly 2 weeks to decide. Okay, and these fees are directly paid through the CFA Institute website. Okay, and as mentioned by Travis, okay, you can probably apply for that HNB card. Okay, and if you have any financial concerns, basically convert that fee onto an installment plan and make that payment. Or soon after my presentation, Ranga will discuss a loan plan where you can probably look at that option also. Again, this is for those who are having financial constraints. So most of the candidates, from what I have seen in the recent past, go with the ebooks. But if you want to, you can additionally order the printed edition. But obviously, it comes at an extra cost, which you will have to pay and acquire at 170 USD. They will DHL it to your doorstep. So when you enroll for the November examination, the exam sitting That's going to be between 13th to 19th of November. You can pick the date. There's a exam date or the registration. Now we are sitting for the exams, and when you're basically registering, okay, you don't have to mention when you're going to sit for the exam, but there's another deadline which you will be informed of. Okay, prior to that, you got to select your examination date. Okay, so and that examination date, they have structured it for 13th to 19th November. As of now, although the registration deadlines have been submitted for February 2025, the website has not published the examination window for the February examination. But having said that, it should be somewhat between the middle of February over a week. Okay, so this is how the entire payment structure works. Okay, right. So next slide, please. Right, thank you. This is our lecture panel. So this is basically a flyer for the November 24, May 25, sorry, November 24, and it should be tinier there, February 2025 exam sittings, okay? As a error on my side, sorry about it. And we are planning to start classes on the 26th of May. Based on what we have gathered over the recent past, okay, the demand for this product is online. In the sense, there's not many people who's interested in physically participating for classes. So all classes will be held online. So all of our lecturers are CFA charter holders. And basically, Vidula, who is right at the bottom, she's done with level 3 and passed. She's probably going to be a charter holder very soon as well. The exams are done. Okay, I think documents have been submitted, etc. Okay. Right. So why should you choose us? Okay. There's a separate 50-hour revision course in addition to the normal syllabus coverage. So altogether, we are looking at about 200 hours of syllabus and 50 hours of revision. You know, recorded lectures, we will make them available. Experienced lecture panel who is qualified. The fee includes we charge 110,000 LKR for the entire 250 odd hours of teaching. So that fee includes also the Texas Instruments BA2 Plus calculator, okay, and which is a must. You need to have a CFA approved calculator. So there's 2 versions of the Texas Instruments. That is what is regularly used among students in Sri Lanka. And there's a HP version, which is, I guess, not too popular. So the Texas Instruments calculator, which is sometimes a little difficult to source, we will provide that for you as well. Okay, and the calculator training also. There's a separate revision course, like what I said, in addition to the 200 hours of syllabus, about 50 hours of revision will be done. So we're going to have this session commencing. We are going to have one session targeting November 24 and Feb 25. Okay, on the 26th of May, that's what we're starting. And we will be starting another session end of November 24 for exam May 20 and August 25. Okay, so just in case you're not looking at something like this immediately. Okay, yeah. So then you can look at the next option. But as I told you, next year onwards, fees are going to increase a bit. Okay. So if you can take it now, I would advise you to go for it. One thing I have noticed among individuals who have done this program in the past, okay, the students who are full-time students, okay, tend to get through this better compared to individuals who are working and having other commitments, obviously, you know. So I believe most of you guys are full-time students at universities, okay. I know someone who finished 2 levels of CFA, okay, after another professional qualification while in university itself, okay. So that was a big achievement, okay. So because you have the time, you know, you comparatively can manage while studying. That individual, of course, was not employed at that time, though, okay. Your passing probability improves. So my personal advice is, as you go along, job commitments, probably sometimes individuals will get married, family commitments, okay? Prior to you setting into those commitments, if you can finish your qualifications, that would be ideal. This is my personal point of view though, okay? So if you can register for this and progress with this soon, that would be great, is my suggestion. You are here today listening to all of us because you're interested. So just think about it. So my last slide talks about the level 2. We also conduct, next slide please. We also conduct a level 2 revision, again with all experienced individuals, industry professionals who are also CFA charter holders. Okay, so we've been conducting this twice. Okay, so we will be conducting this going forward as well. So as of now, we are having like the syllabus and revision for level 1, and revision only along with an overview of the subject areas for level 2. So that is what we are offering as of now. Okay, right. So that concludes basically my side of the presentation, where I was talking about how we as Alpha Business School can help in you getting through the CFA exam. So I'm going to pass the mic back on to Travis, okay, who will take it over from me. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Shan. And Shan, if the candidate, if they want to like ask for any like additional information, can they visit your website, or what will be the best place?
Yes, of course. You can visit our website, or you can call us, okay? And we will be happy to pass on more information. It's www.alphabusiness.lk. And even after this presentation, I'll still be here. If anyone wants to ask questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, that's great, Shan. Yeah, thanks so
Okay.
much for that. Yeah, so then the final presentation for today is from Ranga from like EduLoan. So I would like to pass it over to Ranga, and I'll also stop sharing my screen.
Thanks, Travis. Let me just share my screen. Oops. Okay. Right. Hope everyone can see my screen and I'm audible. Right. So let me just walk you through what EduLoan is and all. So, right. So before we speak about EduLoan, EduLoan is owned by Yara Technologies. We are a fintech company. We specialized in education technology. Now we are kind of moving into the fintech space. So a bit of background on Yara Technologies and EduLoan is back. We are currently entering the fintech space. We have 3 products at the moment. We are working with 4 financial partners. Yes. Throughout our product range, we have about 28,000 captive audience. About 25 education institutes are working with us. We are also a Google partner for education. And also we're a member of the Microsoft for Startup Founders Hub. Right. So these are our fintech products. So EduLoan, what I'll be speaking about today, is we basically connect students with financial institutes to get educational loans. And our sister product, Exec Loan, is basically targeting the corporate sector, where we enable corporate employees to request for housing loans, personal loans. Right. So I'll just walk you through EduLoan, and basically these are our partner banks that are working with us: Commercial Bank, Targis Bank, HNB, and Sarvodaya. So later on, as the product matures further, we'll be adding more banks to the platform just to create more variety and options for everyone. Okay, so basically, why would you want to use the EduLoan platform to request for financial loans, education loans? You can access multiple banks simultaneously. So you don't have to visit each bank and inquire about the loans, fill out forms. No? So it will be a very time and cost efficient method to inquire on education loans and to get your education. We have a SLA with the banks that requires them to respond to every request within 3 to 4 working days. So you would get a quick response from the bank when you request through the platform. So the bank will initially interact with you through the platform itself. So we have customize each bank's set of required documents so that when you are shortlisted, you will get an email with a list of all the documents that you need to submit to the bank. So this will kind of simplify your loan application process as well, because you know what documents you need to take to the bank before you visit the bank. Okay. We also have a comparison table comparing each bank's offering. So this will enable the students to kind of go through the platform, make a informed decision on exactly which bank's product is more suited to them. And also we have a hotline that any student can call. And if you have any issues filling out the request forms using the platform, you can call the hotline. There's someone ready to help you. Okay. So I'll just walk you through the process of how to request for a loan. So you just go on the EduLoan platform, just type in www.eduloan.lk. There's a simple request form that you have to fill in. So this is not a application form for a loan. This is just a request form at the moment. So you just fill in the request form with some basic details. So once you fill in the request form, you can select up to 3 banks. So your request will be sent in sequence. It will initially reach the primary bank. If the primary bank does not pick up your request, it will automatically be sent to the secondary bank. If the secondary bank doesn't pick up your request, it will go to the third bank. So you have basically have 3 chances to request for a loan automatically. So let's say, for example, one of the banks picks up your request. It's called shortlisting for mine. So once they shortlist the request, the system will send you an email stating that bank B wants to work with you, and a list of the required documents you need to submit to the bank. So once you basically gather all your documents and you submit the documents to the bank will do a loan assessment. They'll do a crib check, and if you pass the loan assessment, they will disperse the loan. That's basically a very simple process. Right. So just to make clear that what EduLoan does and what we don't do. So we are not a financial institute. We do not handle money. So look, I just started what we actually do. So we provide the technology platform, we maintain it, we upgrade it, we keep it running. We work with the banks to kind of tailor their educational products to kind of better fit the education market. When we continuously keep adding more financial institutes or banks into the platform. And basically what we don't do is that we don't provide financial advice to the students, to the bank or the institutes. We don't engage in loan assessment. We don't disperse any funds. Basically, we don't touch any money. We don't do document verification or coordinate between the bank and the student on the documentation. We don't track exactly why your request was not granted or anything. Okay. So that's just a disclaimer on what we do and what we don't do. Travis, if there is time, I can do a test, like a demo transaction on the platform, just so everyone can see how the transaction would work. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'll just walk everyone through the platform. Hope my screen is audible. Right. So this is the platform itself. Just type in eduloan.lk, but I'll be doing the test transaction on the development environment just to make sure it doesn't go to an actual transaction. Yeah. So once you visit the platform, just as you scroll down, you can see all our partner banks. So each bank has a placeholder where you can view each bank's offering. It's a HNB, and you select HNB. You can select their financial products offered to the education sector. So we constantly keep updating this. Okay. Right. So as you scroll down, you see all our education institutes that are working with us and the collaborations. So if you have any questions, anything to get clarified, you can always go on the FAQ. So this FAQ has about 80% of most people's questions are on the FAQ. But if you can't find an answer to what you're looking for, you can always contact us. You'll be directed to the hotline. Right. So I'll go ahead and do a test transaction. I think that's what everyone is here for. Right. Okay. Yeah. So just select screen, just select request a loan. Let's go. Yeah. So this, since everyone is in the higher education sector, we'll just go to higher ed. Right. So this is the request form that everyone needs to fill. Just enter your name, the NIC number, phone number, and the email address. Yeah. So email address is very important because this is what we will use to verify that you are the actual person requesting the loan. Your education level. So most of these questions are for the bank to do a high-level assessment whether you are eligible for a loan or not. So they will use this information to quickly evaluate whether they can service a loan to you or not. So that it will speed up the process of getting back to you, basically, whether they can accommodate your request. The student name, so, the education institute, yeah. It's just CFA Society, yeah. Okay, so to request for a loan under the CFA Society, you have to be a CFA Candidate Council member. You have to enter your CFA, I would say, your student program, your income details, right? Whether you're a salaried employee, salaried professional, no? Your basic salary details. So again, this is just for the bank to do a quick evaluation, whether you're eligible for the loan or not. So if you have a secondary income, you can enter that as well. Basically, the more information you give out, the easier it is for the bank to make a proper decision whether you are eligible for the loan or not. So some of the information is not mandatory. You can just say not applicable. Your designation in the company, it's yeah, the name of the organization, your tenure in the current organization, yes, your total work experience, your employment status. Yeah. So if you have any assets that you'd like to declare, you can also fill out this form, and this will also so this is not mandatory, but if you disclose this, it will increase your chances of getting a loan. Right. So if you have a joint applicant available, you can also select this as well. So ideally for students who are not working, I would advise to enter a joint applicant as well. So because on the back of the joint applicant's financial details, you should be able to secure a loan. Just select next. Right. So I just quickly go through this. So basically the fee structure and everything is already uploaded to the system. So when you select calculate, this will automatically calculate your estimated fee requirement. So this is not the actual. This may differ from the actual value, but this is the estimate so that the bank knows exactly how much you would need to request. So you can enter let's say you probably don't want to request for the entire amount, so just enter 100,000. Okay. Yeah. So the repayment method with salary assigned, or you can have a standing order going to the bank. Right. So this is where you select the 3 banks. So before you do selection, there's a comparison table. You can use the comparison table to kind of pick and choose which bank has the best offering for you. So what we recommend is that you select the bank that offers the best offering for you as your primary bank. Then you go down, as in the secondary one can be the second best option. Yeah. So for this, I just select test bank because this is a test transaction. Just select this. Yeah, yeah. For the purpose of the demo, let me just select National Bank. So on product type, so you see HNB has a varying number of products. You just select whichever product is more suited to you. Select this, and you can select the nearest branch. Let's say you live in Ampara. You can select the Ampara branch, and the Ampara branch will contact you. Right. So once your selection is done, just select next. I won't select next because the request might go to the bank. So just select next. There'll be an OTP coming to your email address. Just copy and paste the OTP into the verification box, and your request will be sent to the bank. So just a very simple method of requesting a loan. So it will take most probably about 5 minutes of your time. Yeah. So Travis, I'm okay on the presentation. If anyone has any questions, I can be around.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Ranga. So yeah, so thanks everyone who spoke today, and yeah, thanks everyone who was on the call and like remained till the end. So yeah, so if anyone has any questions, please feel free to send your questions in via the chat, or please feel free to like unmute and ask any questions. So please do so. Ranga, can I also like share my screen? Yes, thanks. Yeah, does anyone have any questions, anything to clarify on? If not, let me also share this. So yeah, so I think Shan spoke a lot about the CFA program and the structure of it. So if you want more detailed details about it, please feel free to scan this QR code where you can download a copy of the candidate handbook that has been prepared by the CFA Candidate Council, which gives all detailed information about the CFA program, the way it's structured, the fees, the scholarships, all the details about the Candidate Council. So please feel free to access that. Yeah. Yeah, does anyone have any questions, anything they want to clarify on the program or anything what we spoke about today? Yeah, thanks, Randev. I think there's one question for the CFA Research Challenge, where the new case would be released. Also, the submission date for the report. So right now, Randev, the CFA Challenge for 2023-2024 has concluded. So we had the finals of the local round of the competition last month, and yeah, and the local round of the competition, they proceeded to the sub-regionals, but unfortunately, I think they could not get through to the regionals. But yeah, so it will be, so the next year's for the 2024-2025 period, it'll be towards the latter half of this year. So I think you all will be informed of when the competition will be beginning, and details will be shared of that. Yeah. So usually the way it's structured is you have there's a couple of once the kickoff happens, which will be towards like August, September, depending on the timing, and then you would have about 2 to 3 months to prepare the report, your research report on it, and which will be followed by the presentation. If you get through the research round, the report round, then you do the presentation round. So that's how it is structured. Yeah. So we'll reach out to the universities and all the participants to apply for this. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Rande, for that question. Anyone else? Any other questions? Let me also share the so these are the contact details. So I think on the chat I've also shared the links to Alpha Business School, EduLoan, CFA Society Sri Lanka. So if you're interested in joining the Candidate Council, you can just visit the website and sign up from there. And also this webinar will be available to view later on a CFA Society Sri Lanka website. And if you're interested in being a candidate, please follow us on the social media channels, and we also have a dedicated like a candidate WhatsApp group as well, where you can get all the updates on the program. Yeah. Randa, in terms of if you're investing at question is during the time if you are interning at an investment bank, would it be a problem? I believe I think Sulakshana is not with us to clarify on that, but I believe that there is I think at the point when you register, I think if you have not, I think if you joined only recently if you're doing an internship, I think it is still permissible to join the program. I believe there is some criteria that they have on that, but I think I think internships I think is fine, or at least there is like a cutoff point at which you can still do the competition. Yeah, and I believe like if you want more further information on that, I think if you search for the CFA Society, the CFA Institute Research Challenge website, there is a program guides and rules. I think you should be able to find the one for 2023, 2024. I think that would list the like eligibility criteria and things like that. So yeah, I think that would have the specific details on it. Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone have anything else they want to clarify? Yeah, so if there is no other questions, let me just share, just to highlight the something I already shared on the group. So this is the Alpha Business School, and we have EduLoan as well. And this is the Candidate Council website. So if you go to CFA Society Sri Lanka, you should be able to access this. And here you should be able to view, this has details about our all the benefits that we are providing, as well as you can download the copy of the program booklet. And yeah, and if you're interested in joining, you can just click on this button to register and like join for that. And you can see what the eligibility criteria is for that. So yeah, so if there's no other questions, I think we can close out the session. So thanks everyone for joining and staying till the end. And yeah, thanks to all the speakers today for their contributions. So thanks everyone, and yeah, have a good evening.